Hello, everyone. My name is Yi-Chih, and uh, professor of National Kaohsiung University of Science and Technology. And today, we'd like to introduce our introduction to strategic planning workshop. And here's the outline. First one is the nature of managing strategically. Uh, 1.2 Definition of strategic planning and management. 1.3 Distinctive feature of strategic management. 1.4 The process of strategic management. 1.5 Key industry success factor and performance. 1.1 The nature of a management strategy, because the Aries organization operate on serial business. So let's set of assumption as to what is business and what its objective are, and then how to define result, how who its customer are, and what a customer willing and play for. So, according to Drucker, 1999, they have claimed that strategy converts this theory of business into performance. So its purpose to enable an organization to achieve its design result in an unpredictable environment. So the management sometimes we have claimed their minds what's going to do, so that you have to set priorities based on their direction and delegate tasks. So planning is they can assist the manager to just like crystallizing his or mind what is required, and planning is not only provide direction but also guideline for decision making. So making choice and setting priority is much easier when you know where are you going. 1.2 is talking about the definition of a strategic planning and management. So according to here and John 2004, strategy is a set of reactive action that manager can take to increase their company's performance. So according to here and Hungers 2002, they have strategy management is one the set of managerial decision and make action that determines the long run performance of corporate that's been companies, is including the environmental scanning, both external and internal environment. Strategies formulations, strategy of long range planning, strategies implementation, and evaluation and controls. So it's this here and Humbers they are proposed the environment scanning, so they can divide this three part. More bigger ones, so we say so-called macro environment. So sets socio-political environments, including economic force, technological force, political, legal, and social cultural force. Most modern environment has been test environment. We mentioned about industry, so including there are interest as shareholder, and more smaller cycle has been internal environment, including the structure, culture, and resource. Strategic management can be defined as art and science of formulation, implementation, and evaluation, a close function decision that enable an organization to achieve this objective is going to the Davis 2003 layer argument. And the benefit of strategy management, including the cleaner sense of strategic vision of the font, sharper focus on what is strategically important, improved understanding of a rapidly changing environment. 1.3 let means is distinguished feature of strategic management, including to deal with the long term, is focus on organizational effectiveness and efficiency. For example, for the poor to be effective, must be possess of a number of resources, including infrastructure, including, for example, the birth yard, superstructure, including so for example, the cargo handling equipments and warehouse transshipment, share, that means warehouse, and the top and the navigation at. Okay, so efficiently related to how well an activity or operation is performed via and via competitor, and how efficient the port is dependent on how it's utilizing their resource in order to achieve the objective. So how to locate your cargo handling equipment to achieve a quick turnaround time. That means ship turnaround time, or something is trucks turnaround time. How to arrange your yard space to receive container. Or number 4, it requires a broad and comprehensive knowledge of organization's environment. So seniors, management consultant with many others, and make key strategic decision. It occurs at different organizational level. So, for the strategic management, so are the divide different managements. For example, the more high level, we say cooperates labor management. And so the CEO is principal or general manager who consult with other senior executive, and more low level, that means second level is general management, responsible for all work companies, business unit, and divisional performance. And number 3 level is functional management, responsible for supervising the particular task operation, for example, marketing, operation, accounting, human resource. So here's the figure that just show the level of strategy management. So we have mentioned before, it's corporate labor, business labor, and functional labor. Okay, here's the figure. It's show the Yummy light chart, but not very clear. Okay, so the 5 steps of strategic making process. First one, you have to select the corporate vision. That's been company vision, mission, and vary, and majority corporate goal and objective. Number 2 step, that's mean analysis externals, competitiveness environment to identify the opportunity and threats. Number 3 step, that means analyzing the organizations and internal environment to identify the strengths and weakness. Select the strategic select beyond the organization, which is so-called SWOT, and are considered this so organization vision and mission and various and the majority goal and objectives. So here's a constitute the visible some business models. Okay, here shows just sometimes we show 4 strategic levels in organization. They have so 4 levels: enterprise, corporate labor, and business labor, and functional labor. So number 6, just show you the strategic management efforts are often formulated as right turns for strategic plans, but it's not always be the case. So because here implementing the long term, so that's why the actions is very important. So, for example, the manager will follow their trains. For example, they have considered the ship design, shipping company size, environmental awareness. May decide to follow the gut feelings strategy. May process divest our investment in some sector and pursue the joint venture in others. So 1.4, the process of strategic management. So one, the formulation organization mission statement, including a broad statement about the philosophy of the future. Number two, discussion the organizational externals environment, including board's competitive and general contextual factor. So the number three is development of company profiles, reflects the internal condition and capabilities, so-called internal analysis for assessing the organization factor. Number four is establish the goals and objective, and the selection, the set of strategies, and implementation plan, evaluation, and control the plan. Okay, here is a foremost strategic analysis, including select the collaborative mission and majority collaborate goal, analyze the environment, external competitive environment to identify opportunity and threats, analyze organizations, internal operation to identify organization strengths and weakness, and select our strategies. A strategy of to build the organization strengths, create weakness in order to take advantage of external opportunity and the counter internal strength implementing strategy. Okay, here's a win and hunger. They are step from the environment scanning, strategy formulation, and number three step is strategy implementation, and the final one is evaluation and the control. So here's a similar five steps of strategy making process. Just mentioned before, select a collaborative vision and mission variable and the major collaborative goal and objective. Let's see the external competitive environment to identify the opportunity and strengths, and this is the organization's internal environment to identify its strengths and weakness, and select the strategies and number four, implemented strategies. So here is a show another also have over this kind of process. Okay, here's the same the process for for improving the decision making. Sometimes we say so-called diverse advocacy, another dialects. That means expert plan and the coding a diverse advocate, criticize, and the final plan. That means make decision just by someone. And dialogues are inquiries the expert one plan and the expert two. They have through the debate and discussion, and the final to agree with their final decision and make plan. Okay, so key strategy management concepts quite very important. Have mentioned again. Okay, we passed. And final one, we're talking about 1.5 is a key industry success factor and performance. Key success factor is management terms of for elements so it's necessary for organizations and to achieve the commission. So critical success factor are those few things that must go well to ensure success for management and manager or an organization that represent these managers or enterprise areas must begin special and continue attention to bring the high performance. So our critical success factor, including some issue for our organization current operating activities. So not easy job. So and you can use the SWOT to analyze. Will not only determine acceptable turnaround times and also identify the problems in particular port and on the terminal. Okay, thank you very much your attentions. If you have any problems or question, please send mail to me. My name is Yi-Chih, National Kaohsiung University of Science and Technology. Thank you. You're listening. Bye bye.